Welcome everybody to an atypical episode of Understable Minds. My name is Anthony. Sitting way to my left, as usual, is AJ Risley. Behind the camera, behind the curtain, behind the windows, is Mr. Danny Lindahl, going to be doing all of the switching, all of the camera tricks, everything making us look as good as possible. Sitting right here, though, in the bright blue shirt, is Mr. Gavin Rathbun, is it still fair to say newly signed to Team Dynamic Discs?
I've only thrown like 7 to 8 rounds.
Okay, totally counts then. So once you hit like 10 to 15 is probably where that wears off. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So newly signed, in relative terms, is Mr. Gavin Rathbun. Gavin is someone that I have something that I want to talk to you about, because I heard this yesterday from Eric McCabe when you got into town. He told us, hey, Gavin's coming. We need to get some media stuff ready, prepared, planned, but don't do a ton of throwing because obviously, as people know, you're coming off of a pretty major shoulder surgery. Don't want to do any extensive, excessive, massive throws, lots of throws, things like that. And then Eric comes in and tells me, oh, yeah, no, Gavin's all right. He just threw 540 the other day. Not 540 degrees, 540 feet. First of all, how dare you? What the heck?
See, it's not my fault. That would actually be the
I didn't actually mean to do that.
Trilogy company's fault. The Ballista Pros.
Yeah.
They go far on their own. Doesn't require much speed and snap. So that was very helpful.
All right. So then what am I doing wrong? Because I've been using these discs for years, and 440 might be like alert the presses, because
throw them a little bit higher.
Just better?
Just a little bit higher.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen you just throw lasers into the ground. Yeah. 440-foot laser beams right into the ground. Just a little bit higher, Tony.
Full run-ups.
And you'll be fine.
X-step, everything, full rip, 140. But getting there in a hurry.
In a heartbeat, yeah.
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 Just angle up a tiny bit.
Okay. I'll work on that, AJ.
That's lesson number 1.
So, Gavin, I feel like it's almost silly. Okay, first of all, Danny, how dare you? I feel like it's almost silly to ask you about, hey, why did you throw 540 feet? And then ask you, hey, so how's your shoulder surgery recovery coming? Because it sounds like it's coming along well.
Yeah.
Well, really, he's going for 640.
Right. Yeah. I guess true. Relatively speaking, 540 might be like, oh, dang it.
Crud.
Going back to the distance before the next question. My doctor actually told me that I have more separation. I can get more extension in my actual shoulder socket and he's a shoulder specialist. So
okay.
He said than the typical average person, I get more extension from just sticking my arm out, like my
like the actual joint itself?
Yeah, extends further.
That's cool.
Huh. Interesting. Oh gosh. Interesting. So that's what I'm doing wrong. I need to dislocate my shoulder.
Yeah, he told me that. So I was a little surprised as well, but it makes sense. I mean, my first ever like real backhand shot when I learned how to do it went 440 feet, probably 450.
Shut up.
With a Star Eagle, yeah.
That's all the time we've got. That's all the time we've got. Gavin is officially off the show, off the team. I am offended, dude. Okay, I know you had like a sports background, but did you have like a disc sport, frisbee, throwing anything background?
No, but wrestling involves every movement
throwing
in your body. Yeah, literally.
And a disc is way easier to throw.
Way easier, for sure. But wrestling, so much of your hips, and then baseball, I liked hitting. I didn't really like the whole field and throwing the baseball. So that same kind of thing led to the forehand, so that's how I started. And then wrestling with the hips and the sprawling and just being able to use multiple muscles at one time, I think really helped.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, obviously the athletic background helps, but like how does that 440 is something that the average disc golfer would be like, hey, I freaking did this one time in my life and it was sick. And you're just like, oh, disc golf? Yeah, check this out. Boom.
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you.
Did someone explain to you how to throw, or you just...
Yep.
Okay.
I know you guys have an Esquivel family here in Illinois, where I grew up at in Oswego, Aurora land area. We had an Esquivel family, and they were like the better of the disc golfers in our area.
Okay.
Never really got PDGA memberships or anything, but yeah, they were studs for sure.
Okay.
And he showed me, he kind of like moved my hip, moved my arm, and he's like, and these things just go together at one time, straight through. You don't come out, you stay across your chest, and your hip and your body come through. And ever since then, I was still like shuffling instead of X stepping.
Right.
So it was a little weird. But once I learned the X step and like, oh, this might be a little to break down. I learned right away that once this starts moving forward, that is when your arm starts coming back. So if you like lag and you just keep your arm back through your whole run up,
right,
you're losing so much power and timing and just that snap of the throw.
Right. Yeah. So for the audio people, Gavin's talking about his right leg and obviously your right arm. They almost mirror each other, where your right leg starts moving forward, your arm moves back.
Yep.
And then right when your right foot hits the ground, it's like right when you start wanting to pull.
Yeah, it's like hitting the button to come through.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So then your form is very, I don't know if unique is the right word, but it's recognizable, right? If there was a way to watch you throw in just silhouette form, it's very easy to tell, like, oh, that's Gavin throwing.
Yep.
Is that something that you've taken from that first throw and being taught, okay, do this, and then worked from there, or just kind of natural and it just kind of stuck?
I'd have to say it was pretty natural and just stuck. Once I learned like the run up, that was my biggest thing. I could always pull the disc very fast across my chest and keeping the shoulders level, and just I've always loved throwing a disc flat. So once I get to these angles, it's a little suspect and my form kind of changes up, but I'm pretty sure I'm like a mirror image of myself every time I release the disc flat. I'm super confident with it.
Yeah. And I think that applies to almost everyone that's at your skill level of like, yeah, I can do this every single time. And it's going to be the exact same thing no matter what, time in, time out. Excuse me. So back to your shoulder surgery, it's coming along decently well, at least, would you say?
Yeah. If it wasn't for getting sick for a few weeks, I would probably already be out in Texas.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you had put out your tour schedule, and I think you had Waco as the first one,
was
right?
The first one originally, yep.
So then do you have a date or a tournament that you think will be the first now?
So I'm going to be pushing it to try to make it to Music City.
Okay.
Just travel-wise. But I need that experience of the tournaments. So I think I'm going to try to make it to Music City and then take the month off until Jonesboro, DDO, Dynamic Disc Open.
Good catch.
Yeah.
Okay. So then... Because
a lot of people don't know what DDO stands for. It stands for Dynamic Discs Open.
If you weren't aware.
Yeah. I as a outside of this workplace, I knew what DDO stood for. So
as someone that does this,
right. But you're the exception,
right?
You're one of the very few.
The Dynamic Disc Open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love to hear it, Gavin. So the process, like you had said earlier, you've played probably about 7 or so full rounds. What was the process like from shoulder surgery? I'm guessing you were in a harness or a cast of some sort. From getting that off to actually being able to, I would guess you could probably putt first and then maybe like just little pitch shots, or what? How does it go from that to, as we alluded to earlier, throwing 540 feet on accident?
So I struggled super hard with not even touching a Frisbee, and like I just wouldn't, because I knew if I had a putter in my hand, especially switching to a new company, like I would just want to try. I would want to test. I would want to. Right. So it was just so hard, and sitting in frozen Illinois, I guess, made it a little easier to not want to. Yeah. So I got my brace off after about a month or so, I'd say.
Okay.
After that, I'd still wear my brace out in public. I went to putting leagues, never putted.
Just watch?
Yeah, just watched.
Okay.
And finally, one day we bought a ping pong table, and I learned to play lefty, lefty, lefty.
Okay.
And then I hit one righty, and I was like, oh, that kind of felt pretty good, actually. Like there was nothing. This was after a couple months after surgery, probably.
Yep.
And so I instantly right after that and grabbed a putter. I was looking at my buddy that I'm staying with. I'm like, hey, arms up. And I threw it and I felt like a little tightness and soreness, obviously.
Okay.
But yeah, since then, I've slowly got back into it. I think the next day I threw a couple putts.
Okay.
And then a couple days later, I threw a handful and we'd play catch. And so it started with just playing catch with a putter.
Sure.
And now it's like every week is crazy. So just a month ago, I couldn't throw at all.
Really?
No.
So that quick?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that a doctor thing of like, you check with the doctor, hey, can I throw? Or is that more of just you know how your shoulder feels, you know what throwing feels like?
I could have probably thrown before then.
Sure.
I've been
better safe than sorry.
Taking it as easy as possible.
100%.
My first throw was a straight right grip lock because I just followed it with my body.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't let any tightness come in my shoulder.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's been crazy. It's seriously been insane.
What was the first time that you threw, and I don't even know if a powerful shot is the right word, but something not, okay, I'm purposely going to be gentle with this. I'm going to be smooth, where you actually like, all right, I'm going to kind of give this a little bit of a pop. What was that feeling like of like, okay, I'm about to do it. And then once you threw it, what was the moment after feeling like?
So I had restarted throwing when I threw my first round before even field work. I was just going out to have fun. And my physical therapist said, keep it 30% and under. So that's what I did.
Yep.
My home course, I can play the whole course with 30% and under, like still competitively. So it was fun.
Cool flex, dude.
But that was kind of a flex. I'm sorry. I went back and I told my doctor there was no pain. There was nothing. I iced. I stretched really well before. Afterwards, I did everything you guys told me to. And then I wasn't expecting it. I thought they were like, oh, yeah, just continue with that. Gina, the main girl of my physical therapy, came up and she's like, why didn't you try to throw on 70% power? I was like, what are you talking? Like, I thought I was doing a good thing. She's like, how do you know unless you try? So I went out like a few days later and I went up to like 50%.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? Yeah, she's right. This still does feel good. And she kind of just told me, like, if you can throw it 30%, obviously don't try to throw it 100%, but you can still throw it much harder. Because if 30%, if you feel 30%, you know, you're going to feel a putt if you can feel you throwing this 30% power.
Right. Oh, boy, I don't know if I would have the heart to do that. Of like,
it was scary.
Yeah.
It was very scary.
Have you, how far would you say you've pushed yourself percentage wise? Are you still kind of at that 70 or?
I'd say when we just went out yesterday to play.
Yeah.
I probably pushed it up to like 75.
Okay.
80 on some of the shots.
Yeah.
Just to see.
Right.
But I know I still have, I feel more for sure, but.
How did it feel yesterday?
It was perfect. Yeah, it was awesome. I hit an awesome physical therapy session once I got back to the hotel.
Yep.
And yeah.
Is that kind of the thing? Just a lot of stretching before, after?
Yes.
And just, okay. Do you have any certain routine or just kind of, if you can feel tightness here, kind of work it out, feel tightness there?
I wouldn't say a routine. I have my set stretches that I'm supposed to do before I play. Yeah. And exercises, like it's not just stretching, it's like really engaging my muscles before I play.
Yeah. Warming everything up, get the blood moving.
Yep.
Cool. So kind of moving on from there, how has that, I'm sure it's impacted it greatly, but how has that affected your, you're learning the new bag and the new discs and everything. We switched manufacturers, completely new lineup, completely new discs. How has that kind of altered or maybe increased your ability to test new discs, or what has that been like?
It's a little hard because I know throughout the year, as I get closer to that 100%, then discs are going to have to be interchanged. Right. But for now, yeah, it's been a very easy transition. You guys have so many discs to choose from. It's
probably overwhelming.
Overwhelming for sure. Being here is overwhelming.
There's a lot of discs out there.
It's hard. But yeah, I'd say the change has been very easy, and it's easy to go out and do field work and test my discs right now because I've missed disc golf so much.
Right.
I'd say
that fire is probably
somewhere in the middle of last season, even the beginning, because I think that I had a hairline tear in my shoulder last winter.
Okay.
Because that's when I first started noticing the abnormal soreness, and I just thought I was super weak and like I needed to do something. So when I did push-ups and stuff, I'd be like, okay, I've never done a push-up and my shoulder felt like that. Like it wasn't good. I shouldn't have been doing push-ups.
Right.
And so that's when I noticed that. Yeah.
And then, so as the season went on, it probably just got worse and worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes.
I stopped throwing forehands completely because
was it worse on
forehands? Forehands is what caused pains. I could throw backhand with no pain until after the round. After the round, it would be like the most dull, almost feels like your shoulder's not even there, but it's annoying your brain.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard to describe.
So I'm trying to think back to, like you said, we filmed a round with you and Eric McCabe yesterday. And I don't think you threw sidearms. Are you back to throwing sidearms?
I threw one.
Did you?
I threw one.
Okay. Is that kind of your thing right now? Is like maybe one around if I have to?
Yeah, I'm liking to see what I can do with the sidearm because last year I lost it.
Right.
Accuracy gone. Yeah. Within outside 220 feet, I was
can't trust it.
Yeah, just so not confident. And yesterday, I just wanted to see if I could put it on the right line, the right angle, and I did. So I was pumped. Yeah.
Okay. So if your backhand, like you said, you pushed it to probably 75% or so, where would you say your sidearm is? Is it about the same? Or?
No, not even close.
Okay. Like half of that, are you probably at that 30%
30, mark? 35.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's really crazy because even at the beginning of last year when my shoulder wasn't as big of a problem, my sidearm distance, like I was maxing out at like 350 to 360 feet.
Okay.
And just like a week ago, I accidentally threw a sidearm further than that. Like it just caught so clean and the rifle popped up and over, and I don't flip this on their own sidearm. So I was very surprised.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it kind of almost forcing you to focus on, like, you can't come through quick, you can't explode through the throw.
Yeah.
So you have to be smooth with things.
I've always thought that my sidearm, my arms in front of my hips. And so I think this is like slowed it down a little. I don't know. Sure. I'm excited to experiment with my sidearm this year.
That's cool. That's got to be a good feeling of like, oh, I accidentally threw that farther than I was able to.
It was unbelievable.
Right. And it was only up from here. If that's 30%, then who knows what 50, 70, 80, 90, 100%.
Exactly. Hopefully I don't have to push it that far ever because
you don't
I think sidearms are the more injuring throw than a backhand.
Yeah, it seems a lot more intense.
It stresses your muscles and ligaments a little bit more.
Especially, there's that picture of Eagle, I think actually at the country club, the hole that he skipped in the Eagle on, where his arm, I mean, it's the same thing with baseball pitchers. It's like backwards. Yeah. Like if you tried to put your arm in that position, you can't do it.
No.
But if
you definitely can't hold it.
You can't.
If you try to, it's like, what am I doing with my life right now? let me just follow through real quick.
Yeah. Where a backhand is like, you're using your shoulder, you're using those muscles, but it's not
so much hips and legs.
Yeah.
I mean, you have that same thing in like the good players that throw really good sidearms. They have that same thing.
Right.
But it's a harder thing to match up with than backhand. I think so. Maybe not everyone.
I'm on your team.
Yep.
I'm with you on this one. So back to discs a little bit. I would assume that probably similar with in a result of the way that you're kind of slowly going from putters and then maybe mids and then a little bit of slower fairways. Yeah. That's probably similar to how set your bag is. You're probably pretty comfortable with putters, maybe a little less so with mids, less so with fairways, and then distance drivers. Is that accurate?
I'd say putters and fairways are where I'm struggling the most.
Really?
Yes. The mid was the easiest one to replace.
Okay.
I love the Emac Truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just nice and straight.
It fills my mid-range bag from my whole life, and it just fits that spot. It's perfect.
Okay. So then let's get into the putters a little bit. How come, what is it about the putters that are kind of tripping you up? Or is it just there's too many?
I've always liked a little bit bigger and beaded putters the past few years. So my first thought was Judge, Emac Judge. So I worked with those, and I still have my small motor skills, or what I call them, with my arm. So my wrist, it doesn't it doesn't work quite as well as it was last season and the year before.
Right.
So my putts with these beaded putters seem to be early left, and I'm just not getting much spin on them.
Okay.
So I did just try the new Hope yesterday.
And
I loved it.
You were jamming putts.
Yeah, that felt really good.
Yeah.
It felt like the exact same thing I was doing previous. It's just that my putters had that little bit of stand and flat. Yeah.
Right.
Instead of I release like this and they just hold that left, it kind of would pop up into the wind, and it was just
because the Hope
felt good.
Is beadless, right?
Beadless, yes.
Is that, or you said you used to use beaded putters? Are you a has to have a bead guy, or
absolutely not?
Are you more about if it feels good and it flies good, if it's in the basket, I can work with anything?
The flight and the feel.
Yeah.
So I do like beaded putters because of the feel. I feel like I have something to rest a part of my finger on.
Right.
Kind of. But same thing with beadless putters. You just rest it on the rim.
Yeah. Yeah. I think going by what you were saying, where you like a bigger putter with a bead, the one that always comes to my mind for that, even though I'm sure someone's going to get mad because I don't think it's actually beaded, is the Shield. It feels like it's beaded. It's a little bit on the deeper side. It's a little bit on the overstable side. I don't know if I would say it's big. Do you mean big like deep, or big like a wide diameter?
Kind of wide diameter.
Okay. Then maybe the
Prodigy putters, they all feel so small in my hand.
Yeah.
And so I like it.
What was the first Royal putter?
I've never tried a Shield.
Faith.
The Faith? That one's big. It feels big to me, at least.
It's definitely a little deep.
It's definitely deep. It feels big, but it's super beadless. I mean, if you like the Hope, if you like the Agent, it feels kind of like that, but a little bit bigger.
I feel like the Pure has a slightly larger diameter.
Yes.
Does it?
Barely.
Yes.
Just barely.
The Pure is, I putted those for a little bit, but that is such a good throwing putter.
Amazing throwing putter.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you throw one?
Oh, it's my favorite throwing putter.
Really?
For sure.
Okay, well then hold on a second, because we're gonna go back to arguing. When you first switched, didn't you throw maidens? This is what I heard.
Yeah. So before I had surgery, I have a little buddy that I've been working with, Cole Hauser in Florida. And we went out for a little round, and he had this super beat up maiden. I had my EMAC judges, and I was putting them, and I was missing a couple left, like same thing I was talking about.
Yeah.
And he handed me this maiden out of his bag, and it didn't touch the ground the rest of the round.
Nice.
So I instantly was just like, maiden is it.
Okay.
Maiden is it.
How did
it
we
still
get
might
off?
be.
How did
It
we
still
get
might
off
be.
of this?
I didn't get any.
Yet.
Yes.
Gavin, you and Matteo are like my only hope. So I can't let this go.
Speaking of hope.
Speaking of hope, that's what he was putting with.
The Hopes might be it.
Pretty
The
nice.
Hopes
I can't lie. Those some really good.
Was that the first
really
time
good
you've
putters.
thrown them, felt them, anything yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And
that
so
was
if
the
you
first
can
time
make
any of us
putts,
did.
like good putts, like
That's the point.
I threw a couple in. I went right outside to your guys' two baskets right here with help me out, Malachi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With Malachi yesterday. And I threw in a couple shots, just little tiny flicks, 120 feet, just right in the center.
Bang.
Yeah. So when that happens, you just a little bit more confidence. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Those are.
He likes it.
Good. It feels
nice,
kind of like a Pure too. We were talking about the Pure. It feels pretty similar.
I think
A
the
little
Pier has
deep.
a little bit of a flatter, like top
Okay.
portion. See how this kind of has the
Kind of the
round
shoulder
before?
area?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like the Pier has more of that bottom. That's more of the disc, and then it's just
Yeah.
it feels awkward to putt. Feels
Okay.
awesome to throw.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. I agree. If the maidens didn't exist, I would throw Pures 100%.
Maiden still have a serious shot to be my putter.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good
nice.
memories.
That's what we want. We want that nostalgia factor of like anytime whatever you're throwing right now, every time the Pure you throw it, it just flips a little too much. You know what? That maiden didn't flip on me.
Hey,
the thought
I was looking out there, and there are no maidens on the shelf.
There aren't any on the shelf. If you need some, I have a couple extras. I can.
Very
lend you.
nice, sweet.
Matteo
I'll have
took
to try 'em
some,
out.
but I can spare a couple more. I think
There might be some at the retail store.
Okay, yeah.
there might be some at the retail store as well.
In the
Haven't checked
bins.
that out quite yet.
If there's
Maybe not on the shelves, but in the bins.
if not, I think there's a restock coming soon. Is what I heard.
So
Soon in quotation marks because
We're
I
gonna
was
have to
never
keep it up here.
I was never heard or I never heard a date, but
there are maidens in BT hard maidens in stock on the retail store.
See you later, folks. That's all the time we've got today.
Sweet.
Yeah. Good stuff there. So you said fairways were giving you a little bit of difficulty as well.
Super.
What discs have you tried? What have you liked and not liked about some of the discs? Maybe AJ and I can help you.
Mainly my problem is that I haven't had a lot of shots through those. Field work is how I know that my fairways need work.
Right. And I guess if you were throwing it like 50%,
yes,
you're not going to get a real.
I was just telling AJ that I was used to my evader that's in my bag right now being pretty overstable.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was throwing it that same like flatness and it was flipping on me. So I can tell I'm getting a little bit more of the power back and snap.
Those muscles are probably coming back a little bit and everything. So the evader's one that you've been trying.
Yes. There will be an evader in my bag.
Okay.
For sure.
What else?
I love the feel of it.
Yeah.
Bag and felons.
Sure.
I love felons.
Yeah.
It's just
and you have that nasty dyed one.
Yeah, the Orbit one. Yeah.
Gosh. Both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So sweet. Flies amazing. I'm really looking for that slot that's like brand new. It's going to have a slight fade to the left. It will hold straight. But then once I beat it up, it will get that forever. Just natural flippiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't necessarily need it to go straight forever. I'd almost rather it go right on its own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you wanting a little bit more than evader and you can beat it up, or a little bit less?
A little bit less than an evader, I think.
What would you say, AJ?
Explorer.
Exploder?
Yep.
Exploder. Yeah, and it feels
new audio sting.
Sweet.
It feels
you have any beat up ones?
Yes. I've got a couple.
Because that's like the hardest part about it is beating them up. Right. Takes a lot of throws to do so.
Yeah. You kind of have to like hit a tree.
A lot. Yeah. A lot of times.
Yeah, I've got a few. Yeah.
I'm willing to lend my services, guys. I can hit a lot of trees.
I'm just gonna we could go throw from the field to the parking lot.
Spike hyzers into concrete.
Yeah, that'll get the job done. I'm just gonna throw flat and like just let it
you're scrape up
road rash.
Yeah.
Nice.
One and done. Yeah. Throw this thing one time. Beat.
That sounds like the disc that you're talking about, though.
Definitely.
And they're like naturally neutral with slight finish. So it's like even once you beat them up and you get them to the point where you can like smash them and they'll slowly turn over. They'll slowly turn over. They won't you won't be hyzer flipping them up like a Maverick or a Vandal.
Right.
It's like you'll throw them flat and or with like a little bit of anhyzer but air. And they'll hold over, but they'll just be panning the whole time.
Nice. So see, I didn't even consider Explorer because last year Emerson gave me two of his Lucid X ones, I think they were.
Yep.
And
Opto X.
I'm so sorry.
Right.
And beat meat hooks, just so beefy.
Oh yeah, those are monsters.
Yeah,
Same with the Lucid X Evaders.
What the point of this disc?
Yeah,
like it's a felon, not a straight
7-speed felon. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
so I haven't even considered that. That's actually a really, really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
And it feels pretty similar in the hand to an Evader. It's just like AJ said, a little bit less. Or it's a little bit more neutral.
I remember in 2017, I really enjoyed the Saints.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was going to lead me into my next question of you used to be with Latitude 64.
Yes.
That was 2017. Was that the last year with them?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was a little bit of a time ago, but has that knowledge and the discs that you threw then, has that kind of helped you at all? Or is that so far in the past that?
Yeah. A lot of the molds that I like throwing now that I've chose.
Yeah.
Aren't those molds.
Is that, do you think, because of your game kind of improving and adapting, or just new discs coming out?
I didn't get quite the disc selection that I'm able to get now.
Right.
Like I couldn't just go and pick out my discs. So
I'll take this. Yeah. I'll take this.
It was much harder. Communication. I wasn't the best at communicating then. I didn't really say what I needed or what I wanted.
Sure.
I fell in love with stilettos, Audis, Saints.
Yeah.
My mid-ranges were like compasses.
I'm
not the biggest fan of a compass anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's because you've tried an EMAC Truth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I never threw a Ballista. I don't even think Ballistas were out then, were they? Ballista Pros at least.
Yeah, I think Ballista Pro wasn't was like a 2018 thing.
Yeah, the Ballista might have just come out. I want to say that was 2016.
I did like Enforcers then. Enforcer was my go-to, actually. The white, like, opaque plastic or whatever you call it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those are massive.
Sick.
Very, very good. So really quickly then, mid-ranges, you said EMAC Truth.
And then Verdict for a little bit more overstable. I need to find a flippier mid-range because I have a hard time throwing on Anheuser, and I'm guessing it's going to be that way for about another month and a half, 2 months, 3 months.
Yep.
So I'm thinking maybe more of like a baseline plastic Truth that I can just beat in real nice.
Yep. Yeah.
I like the flat feel of them too.
That's prime
nice.
ones?
Yes.
Yeah. Those are board flat on top. This might not be the best suggestion because you just said you like flat, but the Fuse, I don't know if you've tried those before. That's
it's not that I don't like board flat on my mid ranges just because I need them to glide. You need a little bit of the dome on them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But for specifically, if I were to get one of those Truth, it does feel really good in my hand, and it's not like I'm trying to get it to glide for days.
Right.
Fuse, those things glide.
Those are very good.
Those glide. I saw a Warship today, 6 glide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What
those
the
are
heck?
like borderline fairways.
Yeah.
It's like a tweener disc almost. It's interesting for sure. And that's big. Maybe you like a big putter. Maybe you want just a giant pizza dish for your mid-range.
I do need to try out some Fuses. There's no doubt about that. I have not given one a try.
Bounty's a good one as well.
Yeah.
What is the Bounty?
It's a mid-range as well. It's like a four speed, but pretty straight, a little bit of turn. That's what I use for most of my hyzer flips nowadays.
Nice.
Yeah. The disc I've heard most people compare that to is a Comet. I'm not sure how familiar with those you are.
Very familiar with Comet, yeah.
Beaded, unique,
fun to throw.
Rim shape. Yeah, fun to throw. Very very easy. Like AJ said, hyzer flips are nice.
Real easy.
But
it's
nice.
Touchy.
I'm going to have to just get some of all of these discs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Until I find out, yeah.
Yeah, we'll build your bag. All right.
We can help out.
We'll make it happen.
So once your bag is built, you'll be back out on the road at Music City Open.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed as I was looking through your Instagram that you recently bought a van.
Oh, man.
How's that going?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I haven't been able to even spend one night in the van.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
Because it's freezing cold in Illinois and I do not want to run a heater.
Right. Okay. That was going to be
just
one
not worth it. It's not worth it. I have a place to sleep in Illinois.
I have a nice warm bed right here.
But yeah, I'm so excited. Seriously, traveling in my Corolla the past couple of years has just been
not ideal.
Yeah. It's like you either are getting to the place that you need to get or you're getting a hotel. Or
you're not sleeping.
Yeah. And just a lot of sketchy situations later, the van is going to be nice. Yeah.
So is it already converted or are you working to convert it?
It's converted, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said you haven't slept in it yet. Have you, obviously you have plenty of friends out on the road or anything. Have you talked to them about like, hey, do you have any tips? What should I be aware of? What do I need to?
I wouldn't say that as much. I've hit up Luke once or twice. I asked him a lot of questions. James at the match play last year, he ran me through everything, like the do's, the don'ts, what he would have done differently. So that was sweet. Yeah, man, it was so rushed. It was, I didn't understand how hard buying a used car was. I did.
Was it converted when you bought it or did you have to do it? Okay. That's nice. That's a lot of weight off your shoulders. You don't have to.
I couldn't, literally a lot of weight off my shoulders.
Right. That's what I was going to say. It was do you just have to stand there and bark orders and have your friends come help you, have your parents or whatever, whoever?
The original plan was to build it ourselves. But that was before I knew I was having surgery. So once I found out that I was having surgery, the van dream almost disappeared.
Well,
it was close.
I'm sure once you found out you had to have massive shoulder surgery, the van probably wasn't the first thing that entered your mind. The first thing was hey, can I still play disc golf?
That question ran through my head.
Oh yeah.
Up until a month ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Even when you were just putting or whatever.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was starting fresh a month ago. obviously after a week or two, everything was like, boop,
kind of coming back.
Boop. Yeah. And now it just feels, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really pumped.
That's cool. That's one thing that I always find fascinating about professional athletes that have, a potentially career-ending injury or major injuries is obviously there's the physical side of, you can go have surgery, your shoulder's fixed, give it time to rest, recover, do these stretches, warm it up, whatever, and your shoulder will be back to good and normal. But then
that's kind of what I thought.
In your head, you're still like, okay, but is it?
Yeah.
But is it really? Like, what if I send this too much?
I had no idea what like a sports related surgery entitled. Like I didn't understand the physical therapy parts. I didn't understand the pain parts.
Yeah.
I didn't understand everything that I was going to have to do after surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just they put this gas in your face, you pass out, wake up. All right, back to normal.
See, it was really funny because I went to go to Illinois last year from Florida. After Ledgestone, I saw my doctor, all that, went to Florida. The only way for me to be able to play match play was if I went to physical therapy leading up to surgery. So I went back to Illinois, and I thought after surgery and match play, obviously, it was going to be like a month and a half of recovery. I hadn't talked to my doctor about it yet. Like I didn't think it was going to be much.
Okay.
And then when I went into my doctor's appointment to talk about the surgery, he was like, yeah, you're going to be sleeping in a recliner for about 6 weeks. You're going to have this brace that you can't move your arm for about 6 weeks.
And I'm supposed to be
it's going to hurt really bad. And I was like, nice.
I'd like a second opinion, please.
Yeah, exactly. That's I had no idea.
Oh man. So then what? Yeah, I mean, obviously you have that, and then what? Are you just like, well, I have to do this, or what? What was your thought?
Well, I knew I had to do it. I love disc golf. Disc golf has changed my life and made my life far better than I could have ever imagined. I never thought about or wanted to travel as a kid. Like I didn't care about traveling. I knew Illinois. Right. I knew my Oswego. You know, like,
I'm good.
Yeah, I played my sports around town. I traveled to Rockford, which is now like I'll drive in the morning before a tournament to go to, and I'd go there to stay in hotels for like the state championships of wrestling and stuff. And that was the furthest I ever traveled.
Oh yeah.
Like I never wanted to. I'm just crazy. Disc golf has changed all of my interests. I found out what I really enjoy in this world, and yeah,
that's awesome. That's really cool.
So you got to protect that.
Got to protect it at all costs.
You got to make some sacrifices in order to get that reward and that payoff.
Exactly.
Yep. Speaking of rewards and payoffs, AJ, it's time. It's time to play everyone's favorite game show. The highlight of every episode.
Wait.
What?
Oh, I wait.
I think you said wait.
You said wait.
Yeah, I said wait.
Was that to yourself?
Every show?
Of every show where we have a celebrity guest sitting in this chair. Yes.
Okay.
This is the highlight of these shows. We're going to play a game
coming back
called How Well Does Gavin Know Gavin? These are going to be questions about your disc golf career. You may or may not know the answers to some of them. Hopefully you do.
I'm pretty confident.
I think you'll do pretty well. I think you'll have some good answers.
Sweet.
Everyone's favorite game that has literally never been played before. We've never played on this show. We've never played How Well Does Gavin Know Gavin?
That's true. You guys probably haven't had a Gavin on this show.
That's why it's everybody's favorite.
Right. We haven't.
It's never happened before. This is it. One of one. Right here.
We're going to have to talk next week about the definition of favorite, Anthony.
That will be a meeting?
No, I already said
it. You guys are calling in the Monday morning meeting?
Yeah. Excuse me.
I already said it, though. It's written down. You can't. It's a fact.
How can you know something's your favorite if you're not aware of it?
I didn't say it was my favorite. I said it was everyone's favorite.
Okay, there's strike two. You're speaking for everyone now.
I absolutely.
Can we just play the game?
Okay. Question number one, Gavin. What was your highest rated round? I will accept the rating and or the event that it was at.
And if you
it has to be Chain Hawk the last round, the third round.
Of what year?
It was in December. I really don't remember. It had to be 2020.
Do you know what the rating was?
1080 something, 1088.
That's it, folks. Nailed it.
Was that really right?
That is
exactly
100% across
and
the board.
the crowd goes wild.
2020 Chainhawk Open presented by Dynamic Discs, round 3, 1088.
Yeah, that round hasn't gotten enough love on YouTube. So if you guys want to go and check that out, it's the 2020 Chainhawk Open.
I might.
Is that on your channel?
No, it's on.
Isn't it Frisbee Dude channel?
No, I was on.
Oh, the disc golf guy.
Yeah, I was on one of the rounds with the disc golf guy. It's Fox Hills production. Fox Hills, I think.
He's a good luck charm, isn't he?
Who, Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Terry. Yeah.
He's like just a bit too tall to be a leprechaun.
No,
let's give him some credit now. It was St. Patrick's Day, AJ.
Yeah. What? I don't.
AJ's worked with Terry.
I said, yeah, he's just a bit too tall.
Right, but
and I'm sure he's glowing right now because someone called him tall. I'm sorry. Yeah,
should we just go to question 2? Should we just move on and just ignore that? All right. This is
you asked before the show, like, can we cut stuff?
We can.
Cut.
All right. Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeah. What is the event that you averaged? So across all the rounds that you averaged your highest rating, but you didn't win the event. So basically the best that you've played.
I guess it has to be Des Moines. That just doesn't make any sense for it to be anything else.
Of what year?
Last year.
Where did you finish?
3rd.
Do you know what you averaged?
1048.
Gosh, I was going to say, if you nailed that part, then this was not going to be everyone's favorite because you just know everything.
Well, I definitely didn't know that.
It was 2021 Des Moines. You did finish in 3rd. You averaged 1055.
Okay, so a little better.
A little better. Give yourself some credit. Yeah.
Sweet. You know a funny story about that?
Please tell me.
I told my mom through the first 7 holes that I wanted to quit.
What?
Yeah, my shoulder was bothering me super bad. And like, it's all I could think about through the first 7 holes. Like after every throw, I would feel my shoulder and be like, dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, she was tired of me saying it. So she was like, let's go.
Do it then.
Come on. Let's go. Let's walk off. Seriously. You don't want to hurt yourself. Or she said something along those lines. And after that, it was just, okay, stop being a baby. Come on.
Did she ever pull the move of like, you know, the cart is walking down the fairway and she just stops?
She just stopped.
Yeah, let's go then. Come on.
She wouldn't do that.
Let's go.
She wouldn't do that. But I could definitely tell that she was, she might have been getting a little annoyed at me, complaining and just.
Right.
It's like I wasn't trying. I'd go up there and just not take my time. And
apparently it was working pretty well.
Well, through those first 7 holes, it wasn't. I was like 4 up.
Oh, really?
3 up, 4 up.
Uh-oh. And then just, hey.
I birdied like 10 out of the last 12 holes or something after that.
Sick. Super sick. All right. This one is going to be on the more difficult side. You're going to have to
those
guess.
First 2 are too
It
easy.
always is. This last question is always.
This is not the last question.
Oh.
First 2 are too easy.
This is probably the second hardest question that we'll ask. How many times has your rating updated, but it's gone down?
Whoa.
In your career, from the first time you got your rating until the most recent time your rating updated. I'll give you half credit if you want to know how many times your rating has updated, period.
No, I have a good idea of that.
That's a tough one too.
Let's see. You got your first rating.
Caught me at the wrong time. Me and my buddy Debo were just going through our PDGA pages the other day.
Okay.
So I might actually have a decent guess at this.
Do you know when your first rating was?
2013. It was
2013.
June?
August. Close. Do you know what the rating was?
878.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I knew that
by 100 points.
Yeah, my buddy Ian had me by like 50 points on our first rating. So I'll always remember that. I was stuck there.
All right. So how many times has your rating updated, but it's gone down?
10.
Close. Ish.
Is it higher than that?
It is higher than 10.
Whoa, dude.
The number sounds like it will be bad.
I
but
feel like 6 of them were last year. or in the past 2 years? It's been hard to hold on some events, man.
These people are getting good, man. Right. These courses are so hard. My shoulder was
bothering.
Right. Do you want to know the answer?
Yeah, I do. Is it 15?
It's 19.
Oh.
But you've had 68 rating updates. And the amount of times that your rating has gone down almost every time was like 1 or 2 points. Whereas when your rating goes up, it's like 3 points, 8 points, 6 points.
Well,
you've gone.
I don't think I've gotten to a peak yet, so I hope that's how it works.
It's definitely still on the up and up. Yeah.
Wow, 19. That's surprising. That's surprising.
See, it sounds like it's a high number, but when you figure that you've had a ratings update almost every month since you started playing
70
disc golf
on the ratings updates.
Yeah. And then it's only 19. Like, since 2013 in 10 years. That's not that bad. Yeah.
No.
All right. Next question.
It's not bad.
Aside from Illinois, which state have you won the most tournaments in? And how many tournaments have you won there? We'll give you double points.
Florida 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to go Florida and 4 or 5.
It is Florida. I will give you the chance to pick between 4 or 5.
Oh, gosh, this is so embarrassing. Chain Hawk.
I can tell you how many tournaments I've won in Florida.
DeBerry, South Florida Open. I'm thinking of 4.
Me too.
You're going to go 4?
Uh-huh.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Uh-huh.
You're sure?
You're trying to get me to change my mind.
You're sure it's 4?
Yeah.
It's 5.
What?
It's 5.
Name them.
Okay.
Trailblazer, DeBerry, Southwest Florida Open.
Let me look it up right now.
Chain Hawk.
Well, Gavin, thanks for playing. How well does Gavin know Gavin? Unfortunately, you're not going to take the grand prize.
I
but
really
today's
thought I had
consolation
that
prize is some Reese's snack mix.
I'm sorry to the tournament director.
Let me see. I'm actively searching on StatMando.
I really do.
All right.
Usually remember.
So it was the 2019 Broward Disc Golf Open.
Oh, the Broward in 2019. That doesn't count. I wasn't on tour yet. I guess it still counts.
I won an event. It doesn't count.
I forgot that I was even in Florida then, honestly.
You won that one by 8 strokes.
Who got second?
No, 7
Cameron?
strokes. Cole Wareheim? Cam got third.
Yeah. Cameron wasn't there.
He got third.
Oh.
Messerschmitt? Yeah, he got third. You got him by 9. Pretty solid. 1020, 1006, 1020.
Not bad.
Not a bad. Or no, that was Cole. You were 1030, 1006, 1050.
Not bad.
Killing the game out there. All right.
I don't remember that at all, honestly.
Last question. This is where, if this was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, this is where the lights would go dark and then all of them.
You're making me sweat.
This is a toughie. Across your sanctioned career, anything PDGA sanctioned,
anything.
What is the total number of strokes that you have accrued? I will give you half credit.
I'm not even going to be close.
I'll give you half credit if you want to know the amount of events. So the total number of...
Oh, yeah. Give me the number of events.
Okay, you've played
250?
181.
Holy cow, that's it?
This information is all coming to us from statmando.com.
They're good.
That is what they've got on there. Yeah. I trust them fully.
Let's see. 181. I've played so many 2-day events, like it's not even worth it to try to do the math. We'll say, man, I feel like I'm just going to sound like an idiot.
Well, I'll give you a word of advice. The thing that most
it's over 20,000.
Okay, you're on the right track because a lot of people will very severely underestimate the number.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Well, I figured 2-round events, so I'm shooting like right around 100 strokes. So 200 times 100. Try to make up for some of those 3-rounders and stuff.
But then there's a couple 4-rounders sprinkled in.
Oh, and then there's like the Worlds where junior year Worlds we used to play like 10 rounds, dude.
Exactly.
We'll go 34,700.
Relatively close. I will say that it's not that many. If you'd like quarter credit, you can guess again.
Yeah,
it is lower.
no practice throws. Practice.
Okay.
Warm-up throws are not
27,000.
Very close.
Still lower?
A little bit lower.
25,546.
A little higher.
26,031.
A little higher.
Warmer.
26,491.
A little lower.
By hundreds or
Less than 100.
Oh.
I almost don't even remember what I just said.
You said 26.4, and it is less than 100.
26,4, and then I said 9, I think. So we'll go 34.
A little bit higher.
Oh my gosh.
47.
A little lower. You're like
44.
lower.
Oh.
40.
Lower.
38.
Oh, just a hair higher.
39 it has to be.
And one.
What?
26,391. 26,391 times. I wish I could see how many of those were.
That's a lot of throws.
Well, that's the thing is I want to know how many of those are throws, how many of them are OB strokes or whatever. Not saying that you have a lot of OB strokes, but
no way Statmando will ever find that out.
Right. I would love to see the number of actual throws, not counting
awesome.
penalty strokes, OBs, hazards.
I'm sure UDisc has it somewhere from like overall collection.
Right, but I wonder if they can.
UDisc, that's not obviously every round.
Right,
Not even close.
Yeah, where I think Statmando uses PDGA, so they can retroactively whatever. I would love to see that. Statmando people, come on. I will use that information. I have no idea how to help you guys get that information.
Statmando's crazy.
Got to contact some tournament directors.
Right. Reach out to every TD ever. See if they still have the scorecards.
Yeah, do you have those paper scorecards from the 2012?
Yeah, but
like,
even if you had like paper scorecards,
oh yeah, right here.
I didn't like circle bogeys or over. Like, how do you know if you threw OB or?
Right. Yeah. Some people are like, "Did you win OB? That's a circle 5, not a 5."
Don't you?
Yeah. Where I'm from, we would write a little P. We'd put a little P in the corner if you went out of bounds. Yeah.
What if it was?
You guys were stat guys. I was a recreational player throwing out of bounds every single time.
I play my own OBs.
Well,
and that's safe.
See, now there's other parts of the country where it would be like, hey, what'd you get on that hole? And you throw out of bounds, missed a putt, and tap in. It's like, oh, I got a circle 4.
Right.
That's kind of where I came from. Everyone would say circle.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the circle because aren't
we circle birdies where I'm from?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Square that bogey.
Yeah. Same.
All right.
With the P in there. There's a lot. Yeah. We'd have to
circle
bring
3
our pencil
P.
sharpeners with us.
Your scorecards are like just a full sheet of paper.
Yeah. Some people have like, there's just like the little rectangle. We've got every group gets a composition notebook.
Right.
Like,
a rectangle is for each player.
Each Danny's too much sometimes.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Why do you think he throws them? He's like, get away from me.
Right. That's why it goes 540 feet.
God, get away from me.
Just, I really don't like this one.
Yeah, I was telling my mom yesterday she'd probably be upset if she saw me throw a couple of the shots.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But your doctor's encouraging you. If it feels good, push a little farther.
Yeah, it felt awesome.
Push a little farther.
What if you're
She
throwing like
trusts
79%?
Well, 79% looks fast.
Right.
She's only seen me like
She's only
like Eric's first video that he posted yesterday, like the putter shot. Like that's all she's really seen.
I see.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
haven't shared too much with the world about my throws in a while.
Dude, the world needs to see you 79. They need to see you at 79. They
Just
need
wait.
it.
Wait till Music City, hole 1, tee shot round 1.
Yeah, that's a 20% throw. I'm pretty sure that hole's like 175
Just
feet.
aim straight up in the air, 79% that thing.
Yeah.
Please.
Hopefully there's no wind.
Nice.
And just see what happens, man.
Yeah, that's what I do.
All right, Gavin, where can people follow you and help support you out on the tour and just in general?
GavinRathbun.com. Same day shipping. My mom's awesome. And Gavin T. Rathbun on Instagram.
Cool. I saw you had some super sweet discs with your kind of silhouette stamp on there already. I'm guessing we'll see
Mustache face.
some more of those.
Maybe.
coming
Maybe
throughout the year?
I have like 4 or 5 stamps I'm working on right now.
Nice.
Sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. You don't have to say what it is because I don't think it's been announced yet, but do you have your tour disc decided on?
Yeah.
Okay.
He sure does.
Do we know when those are coming?
I don't know.
Okay.
Exactly when.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, I'm super pumped.
I'm excited to see what everybody goes with this year. I'm stoked. We got a lot of new players, probably a lot of new cool discs coming out. So
I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, the new plastics too, and just all types of new stuff coming.
Yep. Cool. Thank you so much, Gavin, for sitting down.
Absolutely.
Well played.
Thank you, boys.
On the highlight game show that everyone decided is their favorite together. We all got
It's a favorite activity.
We all got together. Yep. It's
See, now that we've played it, now it's everybody's favorite.
They assumed it would be their favorite before, and now it's just assured. Yeah, that was my favorite.
Anthony on this one.
Yeah.
Even though you have a super sick mustache, it's hard to disagree with you. But.
It's pretty nice.
Tough to argue with that thing. But that's all the time that we've got. Gavin, once again, thank you for sitting down with us. Be sure to follow Gavin, help support him out on the road. AJ, thank you. Danny, thank you. We'll catch everybody next week.